So for my Try It 2 assignment, I wanted to base my lesson off what we're already learning in my science class, which is about rock formation and fossils, but wanted to make it an activity where kids can really get out of their seats and talk to other people in the classroom who are not at their tables, because that's something that we do really often during the day is either pair share with the person next to you or with your table group. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. And I started the lesson with 3 photos, and I had them think to themselves quietly first and just have them come up with their own thoughts versus kids blurting out, oh, I would choose this, I would choose this, just so everyone can have an opinion for themselves. I showed them 3 different photos and I asked them, if you were to look for fossils, where would you look and why? And I showed them 3 photos and I explained to them a little bit of what it was. One was near an ocean, one was more of a valley, and one was more of a desert. I had them think to themselves for about a minute, and then I asked them to quietly get up and then go to their option. And I posted these 3 photos around the room. And then I had them talk in their groups about why they think this would be the best place to find a fossil. And the underlying science concept is, what is the best environment for fossils to form, and what do fossils need in order to form? And this is something that they've been starting to get introduced of. It's more about rocks right now, and we're starting to begin how fossils are incorporated with rocks. So I wanted to do this activity before the actual lesson, which is about fossil formation and what fossils need in order to keep maintenance over thousands and hundreds of years. And I also really wanted to do this assignment again just to get them out of their seats and to move around the classroom. And it's something that we did in a different class, and I really liked it because it got me talking to other people that I have never talked to in my class. So I wanted that same experience for the kids. And how did it go? It went pretty well. The kids were really good about keeping their ideas to themselves until it was time to move, which I really appreciated, because I know I have a couple of kids who would just blurt out, and I didn't want anyone to be biased about where they would choose because their friend chose or what they thought was right or wrong. So that was really good. And once the kids started talking about it, they came up with all these great ideas. And some kids would tell me, oh, I think this option would be the best place because water is an essential part for a fossil to form. Or like they really came up with, I think this because, and I didn't even need to use sentence frames, which I was planning to originally, but I forgot. But they didn't just say, oh, I think this. They really explained themselves. And I did things like, does anyone want to add on? Does anyone want to build on what the other person said? And then after I went through all 3 groups, I also had them, okay, does anyone disagree with this other group and why? And had just a really casual conversation about why people think this and why not, and it's okay to have different ideas. And I thought it was also really cute that the kids were like, are you gonna tell us like what's the right place, what's the best place to find a fossil? They were so into it. And I told them, I think you'll have a better idea once I finish this whole lesson, and maybe you can find the answer to yourself. But I told them at the end of the whole lesson, once I finished that try assignment, but the whole lesson, I told them all 3 of these places are actually places where you can find fossils. And I was like, you're all right. But I just wanted to see where their head was at with how fossils are formed, and kind of take into what they know prior about fossils and just see if they can apply it, and also explain their thinking. So that was my Try It assignment, and I really liked it because it was more of a different activity than I would typically do with my kids. So I'm glad I was able to do it. It was awesome.